On Tuesday and Wednesdays here in the city administrator's office. What I'm handing out is kind of a draft outline of what he's kind of going to prepare for when it comes to the city budget work group that started last week that he met here. He was actually here with us when the finance committee and the heads of the 3 unions and some other members just got, department heads got together to kind of kick off our what this work group is going to focus on. So he's kind of laid out some objectives he's going to do, some process summary and ground rules, and then kind of proposed meeting outline for these dates that are coming up while he's here until May, and hopefully by that time we'll have a new city administrator that will come on, that he can fill that person in to where we're at in this process. So he's going to start focusing on revenue trends first, and then we'll dive into expenditure.
So for the finance committee, dates that are noted on here, the March 12th, 26th, April 9, 23, and May 7 will become those every 2-week meeting times for us at 2 o'clock here in the council chambers, which are larger group as well.
What time?
2 p.m.
2 p.m.
But this will at least give you a target of what we're asking Paul to do in his process, and as he goes through and trying to get those updates and pieces and the estimates put together for us and where we're going. And in your sense, and this does take it out through 2012 on the projections.
As you go through this process, is it possible to set up some kind of an account which will show the reserves as a single number? Right now, in order to determine what reserves we've got, we have to subtract beginning and ending balances, plus we have to know which funds there might be reserves in.
Right.
Not everybody knows that, and I think RJ at times has difficulty determining it. Having a single fund account where we can say we have X number of dollars in reserve, put that right up top, and we know to begin with what we're dealing with when the budget comes before us. Or every time we look at the budget, and that's 4 times a year minimum.
I think the short answer, Dave, is that we could probably put it in a different form than what it is in, to give a summary in there. I doubt it's going to be in one fund because you've got them built into different funds.
Yeah, you'd have, each fund would have its own reserve policy.
So you may see general fund reserve, you may see water reserve, sewer reserve.
A list of where it is, and a bottom line that says the total is.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
Then we know what, as you point out, which ones are
dedicated.
I use the term fenced accounts.
Dedicated funds.
Dedicated funds. Thank you.
You want to pass that along to Paul?
Yeah.
If you can.
Yeah, we can.
RJ and I have talked about this in some way.
Any questions on Mr. Lewis's schedule? Awesome. Lodging Tax Advisory Committee, we're underway of trying to put that together. We have, as you know, the state statute is set up for 5 members. I've asked that we go to 7 members. We have Harry Hajari from Best Western has agreed to be part of that. Brent Erickson from the Chamber of Commerce has agreed to be part of it. RJ, were we able to get any answer to the other 2 questions in there?
We've got a question, one of the questions regarding if one of the members didn't want to be part of the hotels. We only had 1 member where we needed 2. We have that question in one of the state auditors now, so we're just waiting for a reply.
Right now we only have 2 sources of those tax revenues. One has said yes, they'll be part of it. We have to have 2 people on there. The other one said no, we won't be part of the committee. So the question is, have we, basically taken care of our obligation of trying to get 1 or 2 from the group in there, and if we can't, then what do we do with that other person?
Doesn't work if one owner of 2 businesses, huh?
Evidently they don't talk together. We've got John on that group, and then we have the question in on is if RJ can sit on that on behalf of the city as well, since we're likely going to be another user of those funds in some fashion in there. So the 2 questions that we've got right now on committee members is really that second one from the group that generates the funds And then also, identifying a community member to be on that as well, so we get to that uneven number. So that's where we are at that point. I'm hoping within, well, I'm actually hoping by the end of this week, we've got that solidified done, and can even hopefully be back to you on Monday or soon thereafter with a makeup of the entire committee, so we can start moving towards first meetings for that group.
I don't remember our code. Do we need to put in our code that RV parks would qualify for hotel motel tax?
I believe it's already in there.
I'd have to go back and check.
If it's not, I'd like to bring that forward.
Other questions on the advisory committee? City administrator interview process update. We have finally gotten to the point this last week where we narrowed down the number of applicants still in the pool to 11. Those 11 were sent a supplemental questionnaire to fill out of 4 questions. I think you all got copies of those to send in due by this next Monday. And at that point, we'll start going through and kind of winnowing those down again, hopefully to a target of 5 to 6 applicants that we'll invite to the city the week of March 22nd to do in-person interviews, panels, meeting with members of the public, the community, the department heads, the union groups. Basically that almost sort of second to the last vetting before we start going through the final hiring process. If all goes well, it appears we might, well, we could be anywhere from 2 weeks ahead of the schedule to a full month ahead of the schedule, depending on the individual situation as far as notice for where they may be working today, so.
Budget.
Pardon?
Budget.
Budget.
Is that gonna work with our budget?
Still works fully inside the budget. In regards to finance director's position, I asked Jeanette today to go ahead and start putting the final touches to the brochure and the recruitment process for that and start moving that out the door for application processes to end March 31st of this next month. So we'll start getting those into the pipeline and start that process at the same time.
Just a question. When you go for the city administrator, that's $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 a month budget for their wages. Is there any distinct need to have them on board before June or July? I mean, is there, in your opinion, do you need them here quickly? Or can we move it out? Is there pro or con to that one way or the other?
Tough question to answer. In order to have somebody here that is fully available to the rest of the department heads and the staff on a daily basis or more often than what I will be here realistically, yes. In regards to the budgeting process and all of those questions and where those go in the alternatives, I think somebody, especially somebody from the outside with an additional pair of eyes could probably be very helpful in that process as well.
Curious.
The point's well taken, and even in the some of the processes we're going through now on the budgets and at department levels, we're looking at individuals that